Evan, a human soldier, was finally resting after many long days of war and fear. The peace treaty between humans and the Clerian Empire had been signed only 48 hours ago, and everything still felt strange. The alien palace gave him a small metal room to sleep in. It was simple, quiet, and safe enough, or so he believed. The night was calm until the lights flickered. Evan looked up. The air inside the room suddenly felt colder, as if something powerful was moving through the hallway. He closed his book and listened. No footsteps, no voices, only a silent pressure, like the building itself was holding its breath. Then came a soft knock. Not loud, not rushed, just a gentle, royal knock that did not fit this small, simple room. Evan frowned and opened the door. He froze. Standing there was Queen Lysera, ruler of the Clerian Empire. Her silver cloak shimmered softly in the dim light. Her long violet hair glowed like gentle fire. She was young, elegant, and known across the galaxy for her strength. But tonight, she looked different. Her eyes held fear. "Your Majesty," Evan asked, confused, "why are you here?" She stepped inside without waiting. Her presence filled the small room with soft light. "Human," she whispered, "may I stay with you tonight?" Evan's heartbeat jumped. He could not understand. She was the most protected woman in the Empire. Dozens of royal guards watched her day and night. Why would she come to a human soldier's room in the middle of the night? "I don't think I understand," he said carefully. "I cannot stay in my room," she replied. Her voice trembled, but only for a moment. "Someone is watching me. Someone wants to kill me before dawn." The words sank into the silence like ice. Evan shut the door quickly. "Who wants to hurt you?" "I do not know," she said, "but I know who I trust." She looked directly into his eyes. "You." "Me?" Evan almost laughed. "You barely know me." "I know enough," she said. "You saved my clone on the battlefield. You did not know she belonged to me. You did not know she carried royal blood. But you still risked your life." Evan remembered that moment, lifting metal, pulling out a young alien girl, carrying her through falling debris. He didn't think it mattered anymore. But to the Queen, it did. "Please," she whispered again, "do not send me away. I feel safe here." Before Evan could answer, a sudden explosion shook the palace. The walls trembled. Dust fell from the ceiling. The Queen grabbed his arm. "They found me," she said. Evan locked the door. His heart raced, but his mind was clear. He looked at the alien Queen, scared, strong, and trusting him, and he knew the night was no longer simple. Whatever was happening, whatever danger was coming, it was now his fight too. This was a night that would change everything. For him, for her, and for two worlds learning how to trust. The explosion was not far. Dust still floated in the air as Evan pressed his back against the door, listening to the distant echoes. Queen Lysera stood in the center of the room, her glowing hair slowly dimming, trying hard to stay calm. Evan whispered, "Your Majesty, we need to move." She nodded. "There is a hidden tunnel near this room. Only royal blood can open it." Her voice was soft but steady. She wasn't weak. She was scared, yes, but she was also ready to fight. Evan grabbed his jacket and walked beside her. The hallway outside was dark, the power flickering again. Somewhere far in the palace, alarms began to ring. Footsteps echoed, not calm steps, hunting steps. Lysera touched a nearby wall panel. Her fingertips glowed violet, and a small door slid open silently, revealing a narrow metal passage. "No guards?" Evan asked. "They are the ones I fear tonight," Lysera replied quietly. "I do not know who is loyal anymore." Evan felt a heavy weight in his chest. The queen of an empire, with nobody she trusts except a human soldier she barely knew. It didn't feel like flattery, it felt like responsibility. They entered the tunnel. It was cold, dark, and tight enough that their shoulders almost touched. The faint light from Lysera's glowing markings guided them forward. After a minute, Evan asked, "Why me? Why trust me this much?" She walked in silence for a moment before answering. "Because humans have hearts that act faster than logic. You saved my clone without thinking of rank, reward, or fear. Clerians calculate. Humans just help." She looked at him. I need someone like that tonight. Before Evan could reply, the tunnel shook violently. A loud metallic crash echoed behind them. They are breaking into the tunnel entrance, Evan said. Lysra grabbed his hand. For balance or fear, he wasn't sure, and pulled him deeper inside. We must reach the lower chamber. From there we can escape into the old gardens. The tunnel opened into a larger chamber with strange carvings on the walls. Old symbols, older than the Empire itself. Lysra touched one symbol and it glowed bright. Evan watched her quietly. She looked different here. Not like a queen, not like a ruler, but like someone fighting for her life and her future. Suddenly, a shadow dropped from the ceiling. A Clerian assassin, wearing black armor and a mask, landed silently between them and the exit. His long blade hummed with deadly energy. Evan immediately stepped in front of the queen. The assassin tilted his head. Human, step aside. The queen must fall tonight. Not happening, Evan said. The assassin attacked fast, too fast, but Evan grabbed a metal pipe from the wall and blocked the strike. Sparks flew. He pushed back with raw strength, surprising the masked attacker. Lysra raised her hand and sent a burst of violet energy toward the assassin. It threw him against the wall, but he recovered quickly and vanished into the shadows again. "He's not alone," Lysra whispered. "There are more." Evan felt adrenaline rush through him. He tightened his grip on the pipe. "Then stay behind me," he said. "You trusted me. Now let me prove you were right." For a moment, Lysra looked at him like she had never seen a human like this before, a mix of courage, stubbornness, and something almost protective. "We fight together," she said softly. And for the first time in her life, the alien queen stood not as royalty, but as a partner in survival. The chamber was silent again, but the silence did not feel safe. Evan stood ready with a metal pipe, breathing hard. Queen Lysra's glowing marks flickered softly, showing she was tired but still fighting. "They will come again," she whispered. Evan nodded. "Then we don't wait here." They moved deeper into the old chamber. Strange patterns covered the walls, ancient Clerian symbols about loyalty, unity, and queens chosen by fate. Lysra paused at one of the symbols, touching it gently. "It was carved before my grandmother's time," she said. "It speaks of a bond between rulers and protectors, a bond not chosen by birth, but by heart." Evan didn't fully understand, but the way she looked at him made his chest tighten. Before he could ask, footsteps echoed behind them. Fast, angry, many. "Go!" Evan whispered. They ran through a narrow stairway leading downward. The air grew warmer, heavier, and deeper inside the palace. The queen's cloak brushed against Evan as they descended. "Why are they doing this?" Evan asked. Lysra hesitated, then finally spoke. "The royal council wants a new ruler, someone they can control, someone who will agree to start the war again." She looked at the floor. "I chose peace with humans. They called it weakness." "So they want you dead," Evan said quietly. "Yes," she whispered, "before the treaty becomes official." They reached an underground gate, an ancient garden hidden beneath the palace. Glowing trees, silver flowers, and warm air filled the space. It looked completely untouched by war. But before they could enjoy even one breath of peace, someone stepped out from behind a pillar. A tall Clerian male with dark blue armor. Counselor Verix, Lysra's advisor. Her teacher, a man she trusted all her life. Evan felt her tense beside him. "Lysra," Verix said calmly, "you disappoint me. The Empire cannot be ruled by someone who chooses humans over her own people." "I choose peace," she replied. "You choose weakness." He raised his hand, and 10 armored assassins appeared from the shadows. Evan lifted his pipe again. "Stay behind me." "No," Lysra whispered. "This is not just a fight of blades. This is a fight of truth." Verix pointed at Evan. "This human is a reason she refuses to obey. She has formed a bond with him. The old prophecy is waking, and I will not allow it. Kill the human first." Lysra stepped in front of Evan so fast even Verix paused. "No one touches him," she said. Her voice was no longer afraid. It was royal, powerful, alive. Verix narrowed his eyes. "So it is true. You chose him." Evan's heart skipped. "Chose him? Chosen for what? Lysera took a slow breath. Evan, there's something you don't know. She turned to him, her violet eyes glowing. You saved my clone. Yes, but you also awakened something inside me. A connection that should not exist between human and Clerian. We call it the life bond, a link of trust, protection, and future. Evan felt the world stop. He didn't fully understand, but he saw truth in her eyes. Varix lifted his weapon. I will break that bond now. The assassins charged. Evan stepped forward with pure human courage. No armor, no alien power, just raw instinct. He swung the pipe, blocked a blade, shoved one attacker back, and grabbed another by the arm. Lysera stood beside him, releasing bursts of violet light that shook the chamber. Together, human and queen fought like one creature. Two hearts, one purpose. The assassins were strong, but something stronger filled the air. The bond. As the last attacker fell, Varix stepped back in fear. This cannot be, he whispered. A human and a queen forming the life bond? It will change everything. Evan tightened his grip on the pipe. Lysera stood beside him, her hand brushing his. And in that moment, Varix understood. He wasn't fighting a queen anymore. He was fighting a queen who had chosen a human, and that choice threatened the entire empire. Varix disappeared into the shadows, escaping, but not defeated. He is going to bring the entire council, Lysera said, breathing hard. Evan nodded. Then we finish this tonight. She looked at him with a mixture of fear, hope, and something new, something soft. No, she said. Tonight, we decide the future of two worlds. Varix was gone, but his words still echoed in the ancient garden. Evan stood beside Queen Lysera, both breathing hard, both covered in dust and bruises. The soft glow of the underground trees made the moment feel unreal, peaceful, but only for a second, because above them, the palace alarms grew louder. They are coming with the full force, Lysera said quietly. The council won't stop now. Evan tightened his grip on the metal pipe, the only weapon he had. Then we don't run. Lysera looked at him, not as a queen looking at a soldier, but as someone staring at the one person who made her feel safe in the darkest night. You are human, she whispered, almost trembling. You are not supposed to fight our council. You should not stand with me. Evan shook his head. But you asked to stay with me tonight. And I said yes. It wasn't a promise of love. It wasn't a pledge of loyalty. It was something deeper, a choice. Footsteps thundered from every tunnel. Royal guards, council assassins, armored elites, all converging on the queen. Lysera stepped forward, her glowing markings burning brighter. I will not let my empire fall into the hands of fear. Evan moved beside her. And you won't face this alone. When the enemies flooded into the garden, the night exploded with light. Lysera unleashed waves of violet energy, each burst shaking the air. Evan fought with pure instinct, dodging blades, blocking strikes, disarming attackers, using the pipe like an extension of his body. He was only human, but humans had something Clerians underestimated. Heart. Again and again, Evan placed himself between danger and the queen. And again, she protected him in return. Their movements synchronized, as if the life bond was guiding them. One elite guard charged at Lysera with a spear aimed at her chest. Evan grabbed the guard from behind, pulled him down, and slammed the pipe into his armor. Lysera finished the attack with a flash of energy. Another assassin leaped down from a glowing tree. Lysera pushed Evan out of the way and fired a blast upward that shattered the assassin's mask. Bit by bit, the council's forces collapsed. But Varix returned, stepping out from the shadows with a weapon glowing black, something forbidden, something ancient. You will not rule, Varix hissed. A queen tied to a human is a curse. A mistake. Evan stepped between them. You want her, you go through me. Varix attacked with speed and fury. Evan blocked the strikes, but the black energy blade cut through the pipe as if it were paper. The broken metal fell to the ground. Varix raised the blade for the killing blow. Lysera screamed, a sound full of fear and power, and her markings burst into brilliant light. A shockwave exploded from her body, sending Varix flying across the garden. He hit a stone pillar and collapsed, unable to move. Silence. Only their breathing filled the glowing chamber. Evan fell to one knee, exhausted. Lysera rushed to him and held his shoulders. "Why did you stand in front of him?" she whispered. "Because you trusted me first," Evan said quietly. "I'm just returning it." Her eyes softened, violet light shimmering like tears of relief. "You changed my night," she whispered, "and my future." Before dawn, loyal guards arrived, saw the truth, and arrested the traitors. Varix's rebellion collapsed before it could spread. The council was replaced. And when the sun finally rose over the alien capital, the entire empire learned the truth. The queen survived because of a human, and she chose him. Later that morning, standing on a high balcony, Lysera looked at Evan with a gentle smile. "Evan," she said softly, "last night you saved my life, but you also became part of it. If you wish to stay in my palace, stay at my side, walk with me into this new future." She took a small breath. "You are welcome." Evan looked at her, the queen he protected, the woman who trusted him, the alien who turned a single night into a new beginning. "I'll stay," he said, "and the empire changed forever."